when you're dating someone, show yourself that love. They don't replace that love that you give yourself. They only add to the love that you deserve. You know, like you still give yourself that
Exactly.
self love. You still show yourself love in all the ways that you show yourself love. But then also let him just be an addition. He doesn't become that love. He's only another joyful part of your life. And we talked about this, the puzzle piece analogy, where a man or another person that
Yeah.
you are like trying to get into a relationship with or whatever, when you guys come to be in a relationship, you only become another piece of your own personal puzzles. If your life was a puzzle, you guys just become a piece of each other's puzzles as you continue to fill out the
Mm-hmm.
rest of your puzzle. Like you guys only just become
Mm-hmm.
another piece of each other's pictures in your life puzzle. You don't become the whole puzzle. You didn't complete the puzzle yet. You guys still have your own whole entire life to live, but that portion is just
Mm-hmm.
like that person is just another little section or portion of that puzzle of your life. Like it's still
Mm-hmm.
your life, your puzzle, and they're just a little piece. They're just an addition to it.
Yeah.
And that is such an amazing and powerful mindset and perspective to
Mm-hmm.
have when you are getting into relationships or you're dating or whatever it is. Because, like you said, like when you know your worth and you know what you are able to give yourself, it weeds out all of those people that don't know your worth, that all of those people that aren't going to give you that love that you actually deserve. Because I know
Yeah.
I've been trapped in relationships where they show me like less than the bare minimum. And now, like, it had made me think at the time, like, okay,
Mm-mm.
like these are my standards. Like, this is what I deserve because this is what I'm getting. No, what people give you
Mm-hmm.
isn't what you always deserve. You decide what you deserve. And if they're not meeting that,
Yeah.
then they're not meeting that. Just because they're not meeting that, that doesn't lower your worth. Your worth is still whatever you
Yeah.
believe your worth to be. And if they're not meeting that, bye. Sayonara.
For sure. No, I think with the whole like puzzle analogy, it's all about how I pictured it when you told me this, is that their piece of the puzzle that you switch over, it just complements the picture. It
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
complements the entire picture
Yeah.
and it makes it look
Mhm.
better and it adds a little more, but it's
Yep.
not the entire like photo or the picture. Um
Yeah, because they can't become your
Definitely with
life. You still have your life. They don't become your life.
no.
You are your life. Your life is you, about you. It's not about them. It's not about their puzzle. It's about you
Yeah,
and your puzzle. What were you gonna say?
exactly. I was gonna say with someone just like complimenting your life and not being their life, if you make a person your entire life, you mold yourself into this person completely, where you decide that they're your other half instead
Mhm.
of you being a whole person and them being a whole person, and you guys just add to each other's lives and you lose that person, you're gonna lose a part of yourself completely. When
Yeah.
if, say, it doesn't work out, because that happened to me. That happened that's it's exactly why my self-love journey started, is because I let my ex-boyfriend be my other half, and then when we broke up, I was like, "Who am I?" I was
Mm.
so confused, and I
Yeah.
told myself, "I never wanna rely on my happiness on another person ever again,
Yep.
because I am in control of feeling whole all by myself."
Yeah.
So that's how this whole journey started.
Yeah, see, and that's beautiful. And then it's like life is such a learning experience for like that reason. You know what I mean? Like you got to love
Mhm,
yourself so much because of that experience that you went through. And I've like been through the same thing. And I had
mhm,
like one big relationship that really like made me lose myself completely. And it was only heartbreak. Like I left the relationship, but it was only heartbreaking because I didn't know myself anymore, because I had created this whole life ahead of me adhering to their life. I was living their life.
mhm,
And they might say something completely different, which like, oh well, the way I was actually living, my perspective was their life. Everything was like, okay, I can do this, but what does that mean for them? Okay, how can I align to make their path easier? How can I make my path so that it fits theirs rather than what do I actually
mhm.
want though? Like, what do I actually
Mhm.
want this though? Do I actually want to go there? Do I actually want to live like that? Like, what do I actually want though? And that's like a huge question to
Yep.
come back and like reflect and be like, do I actually like this? Am I actually enjoying the life that I'm living right now? Is this actually sustainable
Mhm.
for me? Am I enjoying myself right
Mhm.
now? It's it all literally to make it super like concise. It's like, am I happy? You know? And it's like this is my dad like growing up, my dad would always be
Yep.
like if you're happy, I'm happy. So I have brought home some
Mhm.
questionable men in the past and my parents are just like, you know what? Mia's happy. Mia's happy, so I'm happy. And
Yep.
then when the relationship ends, that's when all the words come
Mhm.
out. But because I'm happy in the moment,
Yeah.
they're like, well, she's happy, so we're
Yeah.
happy. And that's
Yeah.
like that's where I got this mindset of like, okay, am I happy here? Like, come back to that. Am I
Mhm.
actually happy with what I'm doing? Am I actually happy with these people I'm surrounding myself
Mhm.
with? Because not only in romantic relationships,
Mhm.
but friendships are a huge like aspect of life. Like, and it's so important
Ooh.
to have these friendships that you
Yeah.
actually feel like you can be yourself with, that you feel like you can rely on them when you
Mhm.
need, that they can be a shoulder to cry on. It's so important to have these
Mhm.
friendships that don't judge you, like
Mhm.
seriously, like jokingly, like, yeah,
Mhm.
tossing jokes back and forth. But seriously, if you are not feeling good from that joke that they made, but you're not like it hit you kind of hard, like, question that. Be like,
For
that was
sure.
a little too far, actually, and have those boundaries and allow yourself that. Allow
Yep.
yourself the boundaries. Allow yourself that awareness of knowing, like, hey, you know what? Like,
Mhm.
I didn't really like that. I don't really like these jokes that they're making about me or about my life, you know?
Yep.
Like, I'm not really vibing with that.
Yep.
And you don't have to sit with that. You can walk away. You are totally allowed to walk away. And there's
Yep.
so much love in walking away. Like, that shows yourself so much love to be like, you know what? I don't deserve this environment. I don't deserve this friendship because it's just like, no, I deserve better for me. And that's so
Yep.
powerful.
For sure. I think that ties in with self-awareness and
Yep.
not liking that joke from the friend. I think it's okay to give them a chance to explain themselves
Mhm.
where you can have a conversation and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, like that actually
Communication.
really
We
hurt
love
my
communication.
feelings." We love communication.
We love communication and
and
being
and give
hashtag
the
mind blown
chance.
aware.
Yes. um yeah, if you just at least give them a chance to explain themselves, and if they won't take any sort of accountability or make you feel seen or just let it kind of just be like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like, why'd you get hurt by that?" Then you know that person's not for you. But
Yeah.
it's just having that self-awareness of like, do they have any emotional have the emotional intelligence to know that how
Yeah.
like it hurt you, and then give them a chance to understand and, know that they shouldn't cross that boundary, and if they, are like, "Oh my gosh, like, I had no idea how much that hurt you. I won't say that ever again," then, okay, cool, like, this is a friendship that can grow. I feel like good, strong friendships will go through a lot, and that will p prove what kind of friendship it is.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like,
Mhm.
definitely getting through the, like, hard talks, hard discussions that, like, you have to have sometimes. It just makes you stronger, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I feel like, when I look
Mhm.
at relationships or even friendships, if there is, like, a concern or an issue or something with the, like, relationship or friendship, whatever it is, I will, like, talk to that person and just think, like, "Okay, like, we are on a team here, like you're my best friend or you're like my partner, like whatever it is. Like we are a team here, so
Mhm.
let's look at this problem, look at this concern, and let's solve this together. Like we're on the same team. We're
Mhm.
not playing dodgeball. Like we're on the
Mhm.
same team here, or we're on the same team for dodgeball, but we're on the same team
Yep.
overall, and we're going to see like, hey, what can we do? Like, what can I do? What can you do? Like how like listen to me right now and I'll listen to you. Like let's communicate, let's listen, and then let's solve this problem together. And that's just like I think that's
Yep.
such a thing in itself too, and knowing that you're able to do that with that person, like, that shows how strong your guys' bond really is and how much that you guys care
Mhm.
to, like, patch this little thing between you guys, you know? And that shows so much love in the friendship.
Yeah.
That shows love for yourself for being able to communicate that, being able to stand up for your feelings, being able to listen to your feelings enough to, like, express this to somebody that you trust. And honestly, like, showing that you trust other people, like, shows yourself love too, because you're like being open to allowing love in from other people and kindness in from
Mhm.
other people and being vulnerable with other people. You're allowing yourself that social connection, and that shows yourself love right there. Like, there's so many
Mhm.
aspects of self love. And that, like, brings me to this last little point that I wanted to, like, bring up on our podcast was how self-love is like this
Mhm.
continuous act of consciousness. Like, it's this continuous act of self-awareness.
Yes.
It's not like just one end goal. You don't just start doing the same habit every single day and then suddenly you love yourself and never have to do that again. Like, self-love is continuous and it's in
Yep.
all these little decisions. It's in, like, saying no. It's in realizing, like, you know what? I'm not going to go on a second date with that guy because I didn't enjoy it, or like, I'm not going to continue this friendship with this person because I don't feel good in myself when I'm with them. Like, it's all of these continuous acts, or I'm going to choose this career path because that is my passion. And it's allowing yourself
Mhm.
that and allowing yourself to trial and error and allowing yourself to go for it and allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to fail, but then still be there for yourself through that and learning from that.
Mhm.
It's just this continuous act. I just like blacked
Yep.
out like talking about that right now. That was crazy.
That's okay to go, yeah, it's okay. No, yes, it is continuous consciousness where you have to be really intentional with what you're doing
Yeah.
with yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you live unconsciously, that's when you lose yourself. That's when if you're just
Mhm.
doom scrolling, if you're just
Oh,
w just not even doing any hobbies, just watching Netflix
yeah.
all the time, and
Yeah.
that's all you do, you're just gonna slowly kinda just, like, lose who you are in a way where you're not doing something that
Yeah.
actually is filling your cup.
Yep.
You're
Or
just
like
getting by life.
gossiping. Like gossiping about other people.
Oh
Like
my god.
being like starting
Yep.
drama, feeding into drama, like all of that to me is just like why are
Oh
you so
my
focused on
gosh.
everybody else around you? Like, if you're focused on all these other people and what they're doing with their life, who's focused on you? Like, why do we care so much about who
Mm.
this person is dating? Why do we care so much about this person from our past,
Yep.
what they did with their hair? Why do we care? Why do we care? Like, what am I doing though? You know, like,
Yep.
it matters what you're doing with your life, and why do you want to spend your life gossiping about another person? Like, where is that, like, stemming from? Like, why are we, like, afraid to be
Yep.
looking at ourselves? Like, it's okay to look at
Yep.
yourself. Like, show yourself that love. Bring awareness to yourself.
Yeah. Mhm. No, that's exactly what it is when people can only talk about other people all the time, and you're like and you think about, like, you're not really trying to be, like, wondering what they're doing, but at the same time, you kinda have to be like, "Well, what are you up to? Because we only have so much energy that we
Yeah.
can use every day, and if people are just using it on drama and focusing on other people, they're not
Mhm.
filling their own cup. They're
Yeah.
literally just being, like, splashing it everywhere else but
Yeah.
themselves. So, it's like, you have better time you can use your time in a better way where you can just
Yeah.
focus on you. Because that's the
Yeah.
last thing I care about is that kind of stuff that's really I believe it's very low vibrational. It'll
Mhm.
literally bring your energy down and your vibe. So,
Mhm.
yeah, living consciously, I think it is very, very dangerous because you are going to lose yourself and you will hit a point where you feel like you're at rock bottom and be like, "What am I
Yeah.
doing with myself?" But
Yeah.
the thing is, you can get yourself back up. You just have to start focusing on the right things, putting your energy
Mhm.
into yourself.
Yeah.
And even so, I think if you're living unconsciously, it's when you are also like a people pleaser, where you're putting everyone else first
Yeah.
before
Because 'cause you're
yourself,
thinking so
is when you can
much
lose
about
yourself.
Yeah, you're thinking so much about your external reality, you're forgetting that the, like, the re how your external reality looks is based on your internal self. How you are internally is going
Mhm.
to affect your external reality, your perspective of it, the choices that you make, how you respond to situations. So, like, come back to yourself, being hashtag mindful and aware, we love. Come back to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes. I love
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah,
just, like,
exactly. If
not
you're
not
mindful
abandoning yourself, like what? What did you say?
No, exactly. No, yeah, just being mindful of and intentional. It's so important. It's so
Yeah,
important. Being like
mhm,
you can go by life so easily with thinking about other people until you
yeah,
really look into the mirror and being like,
yeah.
"What am I avoiding?"
Yeah,
Truly.
or even,
Um,
like, constantly thinking like, if you're constantly thinking about the next best thing, you're forgetting that you also have
oh
great
my
things right
gosh.
here in front of you. Or it's like I also see this, like, this,
Oh.
like, quote on Instagram a lot, where it's like, maybe you don't
Mhm.
realize how well you're doing because 'cause you're constantly raising the bar. And it's like, how about we pause and acknowledge how much we're actually doing? Pause and realize like all that you've achieved right now, rather
Yeah.
than as soon as you get to your goal, you just
Yeah.
disregard it and then raise the bar. Like, let's hit that goal, celebrate, and then think, okay, what's our next step? And then celebrate. And then, okay, what's our next step? Like,
Yeah.
I am very one for celebrating yourself. You can ask my friends and family. I throw parties for literally any reason. I'm like about to get my yoga certification
Aw.
and I'm like, we're gonna need to have a party. Like, we're
Mhm.
gonna need to have a party because like I'm getting my yoga teacher
Yeah,
certification.
girl.
Gotta celebrate.
Oh my
And
god, that's
it's
so
like
exciting.
birthdays are,
Yes.
I love birthdays because I'm like, celebrate yourself. Another year on earth pop up. I
Mhm.
love
Yeah.
that. Like, celebrate yourself. And instead of just constantly raising the
Yep.
bar, instead of constantly thinking, what's next? What's the next best thing? Like, what can I do better? Think, what am I doing good right now? What did I accomplish so far? Like, what goal am I
Yeah.
currently living in right now that I once was trying to achieve and now I have it? Like, acknowledge that. And that's like bringing that
Mhm.
gratitude into it and like that mindful, intentional
Yes.
gratitude of, you know what, I'm doing really good right now. I'm actually popping off. Like, I'm really enjoying
Mhm.
where I'm at in life right now. And I am making these steps to
Mhm.
like be somewhere else in the future. But right now, I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm glad with where I'm at. It doesn't mean that you have to be like content with where you are. It's just being grateful for getting to this point where you're at right now because that's going to help you get forward
Mhm.
rather than just constantly disregarding all that you're accomplishing and like disregarding how you got to where you are now, you know? Like, bring yourself that
Yep.
like attention, a little bit of attention, even if you don't like attention too much. Like, give yourself that attention, that acknowledgement, that love, that literal love.
Yes. Yeah. For sure. I know I remind this to my clients, to my friends. I'm like, "Hey, remember you a year ago? Remember you 6 months ago? Remember you 5 years ago?
Mhm.
You would not your self back in 2020 would be
Yep.
mind blown with
Yep.
where we're at now."
Yeah.
I was looking at my, one of my journals,
Oh
and
my god,
I
I do
was
that
trying
too.
to
I
manifest
was
10K
just thinking
followers.
that. I was just
Yeah,
thinking that.
I was, like, reviewing
Oh my god.
it, and I we're on the same vibe, bro. I
Yeah,
was looking at it, and I
literally.
was like, "Oh my gosh." All like, so much has happened to me, and I'm like, "I used to want 10K followers." And I'm like, "Wow," and then now I'm like, now my goal is, like, 100K. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, if she knew where we're at now, she's gonna be
Uh-huh.
mind blown."
Yep. Yep. Literally.
I need to be really grateful being like, why am I looking and this is such a human moment, like, you really have to catch yourself when you're being a little ungrateful with where you're
Yeah.
at, because you think of the little you. I think of the version of me that used to just do everything for the male gaze. I think of me that just started her self-love page. my it's kinda crazy because my self-love page, side note, was actually just a fun little project that me and my best friend were kinda doing, like, she had her own page, I had my own page, and I wanted to separate my personal Instagram with, like, my self-love kinda stuff just to express myself in a different way, and that just blew up on its own. It was literally just a fun project that turned into something completely I couldn't even imagine. It just has changed my life in such an amazing way. Anywho,
Wow.
yeah, just
Yeah.
thinking about your past self and how would they feel, because I do believe that, time isn't linear, and you can actually kinda meet
Uh-huh.
your inner child, you can meet the past
Yeah.
versions and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is where we're
Yes. Yes.
at."
Yes, yes, yes! And journaling helps me do that a lot too. It's like journaling to,
Mhm.
like low-key, like, journaling to a past self in a sense, like, "Dear past Mia, like, you would absolutely love where we
Oh,
are
god.
right now." Like, you would be mind blown, or I love looking at baby pictures of myself because 'cause
Mhm.
I'm like, "Wow, if that little girl knew, that awkward little girl knew that she'd be having a podcast about being confident, loving herself, setting boundaries, walking away, like, hello? Oh my gosh, or I tell myself, dude, like
Yeah.
when I was living in Australia, I would tell myself, Mia a year ago would not have known that I'd be living in Australia. A year from that point, she did not know she was gonna be living in Australia. She did not. And then I was in Australia and I'm like, how did I get to this point? Hello? Literally, hello?
Mm.
Little Mia would be so confused. Or like I visited
Ugh.
New Zealand and little Mia used
Yeah.
to always be like, I want to zip line in New Zealand. I zip lined in New Zealand. Like, hello? Like, and just coming back, like looking at
Mm.
baby pictures of yourself is such a fun thing to do to look at and
Yeah.
be like, wow, if you knew where you'd be now, you'd be shook. Like, hello? It's crazy. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. And that right there is like showing yourself gratitude for
Mhm.
where you're at right now and what you've gone through. Like, that's such a good little practice to kind of do sometimes here and there to be like really reflect on where you
Yeah.
are and how amazing and incredible it is all these things that you've overcome that you once thought you couldn't, how you got to where you are now, your goals now, which are completely different probably than when you
Yeah.
were little. Like,
Yeah.
it's incredible to see that and keep that in mind. And now I'll even write letters to my future self so that I can look back on it and be like, woo,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, like me, I can be happy.
Yeah. It's so that feeling of, especially when you're in the in between of where you used to be and where you're going. That
Yeah.
the in between can be really hard and a little bit frustrating because you know. And so going back to reflection and giving yourself gratitude, that'll actually help you get to that next level
Mhm.
because you're living in such a high vibrational place of gratitude. So
Mhm.
yeah, if anyone is ever lost where you're like, I wanna get to this point," just take a moment to reflect on how far you've come, because
Yeah.
that is living proof of you believing in yourself and
Yep.
getting to different parts of your life where you've
Yep.
always imagined yourself going, so
And that
that's
builds
just proof.
that self-trust with yourself. That builds that trust in yourself. Like, you know what? I can trust myself to do this because
Yeah.
look what I've gone through. And that's like so incredible. What a
Mhm.
good conversation we had. Oh my gosh. Do you have any little last like self-love things that you
No.
want to add?
I think I think we can kinda end off with this whole, like, self-reflection thing and really sit with yourself. Journaling is one of the best
Mhm.
tools you could ever use because it's something that you can reference later on if that's
Yeah.
something that you're not into yet. Um, and then even just writing down the things that you wanna manifest for the year, especially that it's 2026 now, and it's
Mhm.
still, it's still January. Not sure when this podcast is gonna be public, but
It comes out in like March. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, sorry. Regardless, regardless. Okay, actually, you know what?
You can
I can
always
tell people
start
is that
over whenever. It doesn't even matter what month it is. It doesn't
yes,
matter what day of
doesn't
the week it
matter.
is. You can wake up and start over
Yes,
whenever you want. This is self-love is timeless. Restarting is timeless. Like, it's
literally,
all timeless. You can become a
literally.
different person literally in
That's
this
so funny.
second.
No, literally, I was actually saying to someone that has been a friend that's been going to the gym, I was like, "You know what's amazing about free will is that you can literally just be a gym girl tomorrow. You can
Yeah,
decide that you are gonna start going to the gym tomorrow."
yeah.
So,
You wanna be a Pilates
and
girly today?
this journey
Do
to
it.
yourself, go. You can literally go to class. That's amazing what we
Literally.
have is free will. So,
Yeah. Yep.
if you wanna become a podcaster, you can do that tomorrow.
Yes.
Whatever you
Yes, yes,
believe
yes,
in and
yes,
you trust yourself
yes.
doing is how you'll go.
Yep. Yes, we love free will. We
So
love
funny.
free will. I love that so much. That's such a
Yeah.
good thing to be like, yeah, just remember you have free will. You can literally do anything. Like you can literally like you
You
want to go to
can
the
do
beach
it,
right
yeah.
now, drive there. Go, why not? I do that. I'm like an hour from the beach and I'll be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to go to the beach. Okay, let me go. Because I can. Because I literally can. The only thing that's going to stop me in that moment is my own mind being like, don't do that. But I'm going to be like, I want to. So I'm going to do it.
No, I wanna
Like
go.
you,
Yeah.
like live for you. Yeah, I literally just released a podcast episode called Live for You, Not for Them. And it's quite literally just about doing like what you want, doing what's best for you. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. Like you literally do you. And that's like
I love
what I
that. Yeah.
and that's self-love right there. Doing what you wanna do, that shows you self-love because 'cause you're allowing yourself that. So, I love that. This was so good. Oh
Exactly.
my
I love
gosh.
that.
So,
This
you
was so
have
fun.
I want
This was
you
so fun.
to yeah, it was very fun. So, I want you to, rep your website, your coaching website.
Yeah. So if you are interested in possibly doing coaching with me, you can check out my website. It's selflovebyjama.com. And then all my platforms on TikTok and Instagram is self-love by Jama.
Awesome. Oh,
So
that's so
anywho, yeah, thank you
cool.
so much for this opportunity. This was so, 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 so fun.
Of course. And then everybody, we already talked about having another podcast episode together. Before we even recorded this one, we
We
already planned
did.
our next one. So there will
Really
be
excited
another
for
one
that.
coming in the
So, so
future,
excited for that.
most likely. Yeah, like 90% sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you liked us
definitely. We just have to check our
yapping, there will
schedules.
be yes, exactly. So if you liked us yapping, there will be more of Joanna and Mia in the future, which is so exciting. All right. Do you have anything more you'd like to
Yes.
say or announce or anything?
I just love what you're doing and the message you're sharing with this world. I think a lot of people need to hear it. So thank you for what
Oh.
you're doing too.
Oh my gosh, that's so kind. Oh my god, thank you so much. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Okay, well you guys get I'm like kicking my feet and blushing. That's crazy. Okay, well you go ahead and follow me on Mindful and Aware Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And you can listen to this, whatever you're listening to this on,
Yes.
whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or you're watching on YouTube. Go ahead and follow along. Follow on Spotify, follow Apple Podcasts, like and comment down on YouTube. We love that. And then, yeah, I hope you're enjoying your morning, meal of the day, evening, whatever you're living right now. And I'll talk to y'all later.